welcome everybody to a special episode of Wrestling Talking Kayfabe. I'm your host Drew with my co-host Clayton, and today we have some special guests here. Our first guest here, up at the top left, is Adam Merrick. He is the announcer at Duke City Wrestling here in Albuquerque. And then on the bottom here, we have our friend Nintendo, who's been hanging out with us and been chatting away at WWE in our Discord here. And for today's episode, since we're a week out, week out from Mania, we're going to do our official Mania predictions. We do have a predictions challenge. Currently, the award that is winning, if you win the challenge, is I have to slam a guitar through a TV. Thank you, Nintendo, for suggesting that.
Like 5 years in waiting.
You know what? I will record it and upload it. I'll have to go get a cheapy TV and guitar off of.
It didn't say what size guitar. No, you messed up.
I'm not using my own guitars, all right? I have a few. I'm not putting any of my own guitar. I will go to Goodwill or in a pawn shop to get a cheap-ass guitar and TV to do this with.
No strings on it.
And they say wrestling's real, bro.
Wrestling is real. All right. So, starting off here. For our night one, we got the first hour's free because it's on ESPN here. First two matches on ESPN, we have Fatu versus Drew, and then we have the Usos versus The Vision and I Show Speed in a 16 tag team match. I'll start off with Clayton here. What are your predictions here for Fatu and Drew?
I think Fatu and Drew is probably one of the more obvious ones of Mania, with Drew probably going into recording immediately after WrestleMania. I imagine Fatu kind of just wins here. He kills them. Not kills them, they kill each other almost, but then Fatu wins and Drew's written off TV for, I don't know how long it takes to record a TV show, but for however long that is.
Cool. All right, moving on. Nintendo, what do you got here for Fatu and Drew?
I think Fatu wins because, the Mad Dog thing is kind of like his whole shtick. So I think, winning an unsanctioned fight's kind of just in his character. But on the offhand, Drew has a sword. So, that's, I don't know how often they've been using that thing nowadays, but pretty good odds for each one in terms of an unsanctioned fight.
That's true. I had not considered them breaking up the Claymore. I think my prediction, I think Fatu gets a clean pin. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be very bloody. I don't know. I think we might get some accidental cuts, but I don't think we get any actual blood since we're on ESPN. But
that's what I was going to say is, do we actually get the blood because it's on? This kind of seems like a bad match to put on ESPN.
I mean, ESPN used to host a bunch of UFC stuff, so I mean, blood's not I think if we get an accidental cut, I don't think anybody's gonna spot and make somebody super bloody. The Mouse isn't gonna be happy with that. And then Adam, what are you picking for Drew and Fatu here?
So you guys did a clean sweep with Fatu winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I heard?
Yep.
So I'm looking at the history here. Drew McIntyre sitting at 5-6 at WrestleMania altogether. His last win was last year against Priest. Fatu's also 1-0. His only WrestleMania win last year against LA Knight. I think Fatu, they're grooming to be the future of the company. Him and Braun are going to be the two dudes who are going to be facing off at WrestleMania, probably 43, 44. They're going to be the stars of the company for sure. I don't think Fatu needs a win right now. I think Drew needs a win more than anything. Okay. Drew came off a short run as undisputed champion. So I think he really needs to win right now. So I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre on this one.
That makes sense.
I agree with that point a lot because, Drew, in terms of who needs a win here, Drew definitely does. Yeah, after losing the title
for
and
sure,
kind of getting screwed over a bit, yeah.
The one thing I think they mentioned on SmackDown, not this past week, but the week before, is that Drew was going to reveal who attacked Jacob all that while ago. Mm-hmm. So I think that could be an angle that plays into it as well.
If it's not Drew himself, then because that person could get involved.
Because Drew's denying that he attacked him. It's kind of like the Bailey angle from last year's
Mania. Oh, okay.
So that could be interesting. Moving on, we got the Usos and LA Knight versus The Vision and I Show Speed. I'll start off here with this one. I think The Vision and Speed wins this one. They just got the tag titles. I think we need to build them up. My very hot take prediction is that we get the Vision. The Usos are going to turn on LA Knight in the middle of the match. I think Logan's going to get the pin on Jimmy. And this is after Maxine Dupree comes out and interferes and helps the Vision win.
Yeah, I actually saw some stuff about that, how that could be a possibility.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, I'll pass it off to Nintendo here. What's your prediction for this one?
I'm so tired of seeing celebrities come in and beat wrestlers, bro. I'm so tired of it. I think speed costs the Vision, and I think the actual wrestlers win. If not, they got to be cursed. I mean, that's like the shtick.
That's true. I could see some Dan Housen shenanigans, because if we're not getting the SmackDown titles, it makes sense.
I'm so tired of seeing celebrities win.
Let's pass it off to Adam here.
Who's next, you said?
Adam, I was going to pass it off to you for your prediction for Usos and Vision.
So I totally agree with the whole thing. As celebrities coming in and winning, not a fan of it. I told you myself, not a fan of ISHO Speed in this match. They could have filled it with somebody else. Not exactly sure who, but I'm sure they could have came up with something to put somebody else in the Vision. The Vision's on life support right now with the injuries that happened to Rollins and Breaker and now Bronson Reed. I feel like the Vision really needs to win this match. Unfortunately, with Speed on their side, they just really need it. The Usos and LA Knight, I totally see them not meshing well in this match, and eventually some kerfuffle happening, some miscommunication allows the Vision to win. So that's my pick.
I think that's a good one. Let's wrap it up here with you, Clayton.
Yeah, I kind of agree, like with the celebrity thing. ISHO Speed is probably one of my favorite celebrities that they have been bringing in, but I don't think he needs a match at WrestleMania. I don't even think this should have been a 6-man tag team match. I think LA Knight should have been the special guest referee of this match, and it should have been for the titles. But I do think that the Vision wins. Kind of the same thing. I think Usos and Knight don't mesh well. I don't think we get that full turn on until post match, though.
Oh, okay.
And then my bold prediction is that ISHO Speed actually gets the pin on LA Knight.
Ooh.
Here's a question though: do we get the LA Knight Yeet?
LA Knight, we probably do.
100%. I mean, they've already
run it back.
I think they switching away. We definitely get some yeeting in here because I mean it makes sense, especially having the Usos and them on the first hour of ESPN, so we can get that just big pop.
Yeah. Did you enjoy how they switched their music for one WWE or for one Monday Night Raw and then immediately switched it back the next Raw?
I did see a story about that. They're just like, we can't yeet. Where's the yeet? You know what?
So random.
I will for Nintendo's prediction challenge here. I will throw the Jey Uso yeeting into me smashing the guitar while I'm doing it if it wins. Moving on here, I'm going to start off with Clayton with this pick. We have our boy Seth Rollins versus Gooner here up next in the list.
Yeah, I think this one goes pretty normal. I think there's going to be a decent amount of stuff going on at WrestleMania. I do think that this match ends up being just kind of a straight match. Gunther ends up just beating Seth straight up. Nothing real exciting for me here, but...
Interesting. All right, I'm going to pass it off to you, Nintendo, and then I'll give my
I think
thoughts.
it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be like an actual good match. I think Gunther probably wins, just because that dude's a beast, and Seth has been shown kind of like a wishy-washy win rate. I mean, maybe old injuries come into play, maybe to just make him not look as weak. I feel like they have to make them both seem strong either way, though. So something's got to happen.
Okay.
Maybe he falls asleep, gets put to sleep.
I could see that.
Narcolepsy moment.
For me, I'll give my thoughts and then we'll go to Adam here. For me, I'm thinking we're going to have 3 fuckery matches or 3 matches where there's just a lot of shenanigans. For me, this is my number 1 shenanigans match where I think we're going to get Braun Breaker coming back. Braun Breaker gets involved. It's a DQ win for Gunther. After like Braun interferes, starts spearing him, and the dogs are barking and all that. That's my prediction here, because in my opinion, I don't feel like you want either of them to take the loss, because Seth is just now coming back, And we also don't want Gunner or Gunther to take a loss when he's on his career killer arc there. So to me, I feel like DQ's the best result here for both of them.
Yeah. I just don't think I don't feel like we get a lot of DQs at Mania. I think that's pretty frowned upon. I could be wrong about that,
Um,
but
Adam, do you have any what are you thinking here for this one?
So yeah, I think that it's kind of a shame that they weren't able to do some sort of career match here for Gunner. Um, for WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year. Like I feel like there should have been, especially since he just retired AJ and Cena. I know it seemed like they were possibly going to work something out with Ray. Um, so it's kind of a bummer that he's not continuing that arc here at the biggest show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I do think his record at Mania is garbage. Last year he shouldn't have lost to Jay for the world title. That was like one of my big things. Like, dude, like Gunther's so freaking good. Like he shouldn't have lost to Jey Uso. Um, so I think, and then the year before that, he lost to Sammy. So he's sitting at 1-2 at WrestleMania. Seth's got a ton of WrestleMania wins. He's currently sitting at 8-6. So I think Seth can afford the L. I'm going to go with Gunther, help build him up, continue on his career-ending streak against who knows who, maybe Truth, maybe Miz, Brock. Apparently, I think that he needs to win more right now, especially because this WrestleMania is kind of lackluster. Kind of just fell. This match kind of fell to fruition. What, a week, 2 weeks ago?
Okay. I think those are all valid takes.
so my pushback on Braun Breaker interfering is that if he was medically cleared, in my opinion, he would have just been in this match.
Oh, that's fair. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like unless like he's literally getting like they're like we think we can medically clear you like the night before WrestleMania, which I mean absolutely is a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's just kind of my pushback on. That's the only reason I don't think we get a lot of fuckery with Braun Breaker. As much as I do wish Breaker was coming back at WrestleMania, because we need him.
No, I agree with that. I think for me, I was thinking about like we're gonna have some sort of reveal or comeback, and I was like thinking about who makes the most sense in terms of coming back, because I still
Right.
think Bianca's gonna be out for a while, and I don't know who else would come back besides Braun. That's kind of like iffy. Okay,
I got one that'll be here later.
and that'll be here later. So that was kind of my thinking with it. We're going to move on now to our next match here. I'm going to start with you, Adam. We're going over AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, the man, for the IC women's title.
So AJ's first WrestleMania match in over a decade. She last competed at WrestleMania 31. She teamed with Paige against the Bellas. So it's over 10 years since she's been at WrestleMania. Becky in that time frame, she's competed pretty much almost every WrestleMania since WrestleMania 32. She's sitting at 4-4.
Okay.
I feel like AJ's just doing a real short like retirement like run, like just like a nostalgic run for a lot of people. I don't see her continuing on past WrestleMania. I don't see her having like a long career outside of WWE, or I should say inside WWE. I think she's kind of doing it for the fans and the people who said she couldn't do it. So I feel like AJ takes a loss here. She gets her first WrestleMania loss, and Becky Lynch continues on as Women's Intercontinental Champion.
I think those are all very valid. I'm kind of in the same boat here with it. I think tomorrow night, because tomorrow's the Monday, the Raw before Mania, I think we get some sort of stipulation like, I want your career because you've been coming after me, because the promos haven't been super great. So I think to kind of juice up this feud a little bit, Becky Lynch might have that come in. My other prediction for this is I think Becky gets a win by a submission here, since AJ's been putting her in the Black Widow every time and submitting her, like she did at Survivor Series, she did it at the Elimination Chamber. So I think kind of we get that kind of finish there for this match here. Let's pass it off here to Clayton.
Yeah, I think I almost got like what you're saying word for word. I agree with. I think tomorrow I was going to say the same thing. I think tomorrow night we get belt versus career or whatever way they want to word it, and then we also get Becky winning by submission because we keep getting AJ Lee. Like it feels like it's been like subtle foreshadowing that that's how she ends up going out. So yeah, I'm just basically agreeing with you.
Yeah, I think we're Nintendo. Are you gonna be contrarian here? Or you in agreement with us?
I don't think AJ Lee's done with her reign yet. I also don't think Becky is an intercontinental champion. I think she's well beyond that. I get why they're keeping her there. I mean, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if they shipped her off to NXT to build up talent at some point. But I don't think Lee is done yet. I think she's too. She just came back, didn't she? Not too long ago. I mean,
I
did
want
she
to
just
say
won that championship 2 PLEs ago?
It feels like it was just not that long ago, but it actually was long ago because she's only been on TV a handful of times since she came back. It's been
How long has she been champion though?
champion since the last PLE, I think, right?
yeah, since Elimination Chamber because she won the
Yeah.
title back from Becky.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's. I think she wants a WrestleMania win under her belt. One because it's like whole CM Punk's whole thing is I want to win, and then their whole thing. So I don't. I think she's gonna get her win, and then she'll probably lose it at some
Fair.
point randomly down the line, but not at this WrestleMania.
Yeah, I could see her retaining and then losing it on the Monday Night Raw following. I
No.
wouldn't be shocked
Yes.
at that.
No, I think that's a valid take too. I think also with how abysmal SmackDown's kind of main women title scene is, we kind of need some bigger talent to kind of go over there. So it would make sense if, belt versus career, then you can't challenge for it again. Let me send Becky over to SmackDown so she can do some stuff there.
Yeah, especially because SmackDown specifically needs heels.
Yes, very much so. All right, we're going to move on now to the women's tag match here. So this one, we're going to do a little more predictions here. We're going to predict who wins and who gets the pin on who here for this multi-team match. So our 4 teams right now, we're recording this the Raw before Mania. So we got the irresistible forces of Lash Legend and Nia Jax. We got Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. We had the Bella Twins, and we have Charlexa. Now, currently, the Bella Twins are still cleared. However, they could be replaced by the Kabuki Warriors. So if you want to add that into your prediction, go for it there. I think for me, I'm thinking we get a Lyra pin on Lash Legend. That's my prediction here because of how much Bayley has been feuding with Charlexa and stuff, and how that dynamic has been explored a lot. I think that's where we're going in with the angle here. And I think getting the pin on Lash, since Lyra's kind of holding Lash's foot for Bayley to pin, I think that kind of makes a lot of sense. And then you can have that tag feud going in the future there. Let's pass it off to Clayton now. What are you predicting for this one?
Yeah, I got the same team as you. I got Bayley and Lyra. I think Bayley gets redemption for basically missing Mania last year by getting taken out beforehand by Becky. I think the irresistible forces get protected, though. I don't think that they get pinned. I think that there's an obvious pin eater in this match, and I think that's Brie Bella, and I think it's Bayley who ends up pinning Brie Bella. And you can, even with the pivot of if the Bella Twins don't get cleared, you get the Kabuki Warriors, so it means Bayley pins Kairi Sane,
Oh yeah,
which is
that's
also protecting the other teams.
I think that's a smart move there. Adam, let's pass it off to you. You got any bold predictions for this one?
So this is probably the hardest match I'd say I have to predict for both nights of Mania, because I think that they originally set this match up for a Bella Twins tag team title victory. They've never been tag champions before. And I
Really?
think that the stars kind of align for them to finally win these titles, because they've been the anchors or the reason of the women's revolution. I don't believe it, but they do. So it's kind of been built for them to win at WrestleMania, but the severity, who knows how bad it is, of Nikki's injury possibly could cause them to not put the belts on them just yet. So that's why I'm hesitant on picking them as the winners. But I really don't see Alexa and Charlotte winning again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Bayley and Lyra. I don't think that they're really like a solid tag team. So it really comes between the irresistible forces and the Bellas. So I'm gonna have to say that I'm just gonna go with Lash and Nia for the win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say they seem very high on Lash. I don't get it. I'm not a big Lash fan, but I'm gonna say she gets the win, and I'm gonna say that she pins. I'm gonna say that she pins Let's say Lyra. Lash pins Lyra
Okay.
for the win.
All right, and then wrapping it up here with Nintendo. What do you got here for us?
I'm a firm believer, and hear me out on this one.
All right.
Bella Twins suck. Irresistible Forces win. Brie Bella pin. It
Agreed.
rhymes, and it makes sense. And I think the Irresistible Forces either win like barely, or they whip the absolute shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Especially with how Lash did in the Rumble, where she was like the Iron Man and got like the most no, I don't know if she got Iron Man, but she got the most eliminations and was definitely showcased off there. I think that makes a lot of sense.
I was unaware that the Bella Twins. I guess that kind of missed their era a little bit. Those tag team titles did then, huh?
You're lucky you missed it.
Yeah. I just okay.
All right,
That's fine.
You didn't miss
That's
anything.
fine.
Before we move on here, do you think any of the tag teams break up during the match, or do you think we get any aftermath with this?
If there is, it's Charlexa.
I think that makes sense.
I think they're the only ones who could.
Okay.
If they ever win a title, it's gonna be like a 2-week reign, by the way.
Yeah.
100% intermission.
Did they win the titles for a second there? Wasn't it like a 2-week reign? Is that what?
Charlexa, yeah, they had the titles.
Yeah.
And then
I was going to say, I think they did that already. They got like a short, like a couple-week reign. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see
Those
that.
tag titles have went all over the place.
And then I could see Bailey and Lyra breaking up in the Raw after Mania, and that would make a lot of sense there too. I just didn't know if you guys thought we would get any like immediate aftermath with this for this match here.
Like a Lash Legend Nia Jax feud.
That would be fun. I think it would be a really quick. Like I said, you protect them by the Bellas getting pinned, but then new face Lash Legend gets pissed at Nia Jax because maybe Nia fucks up for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And Lash is like, "Well, I don't want to go with this old school vet anymore."
Mm-hmm.
Nia might break someone else's face.
No shit.
I
Make a new man.
I think that makes a lot of sense. All right, we're gonna move on now to the Women's World Title here. So, I'll start off with this one. I think Liv's gonna win this one with the way things have been going. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think she's gonna win by Roxanne interference, that the ref's gonna miss it, and then Roxanne's gonna get something on Stephanie, or like the equivalent of a low blow in a women's match, and then Liv hits an Oblivion and then wins. Let's pass it off to Adam here first. What do you got for me, man? You got a big smile, so I know you got a hot take.
I was just laughing at what you're saying, man. I just have to bring it up that, last year's Women's World Champions, neither of them currently have a match on WrestleMania. That's Io and Tiffany, which is crazy. That just shows you how deep the women's roster is in WWE in general. And there's a ton of girls who are great in NXT who could also fill one of these, about 10, 12 spots that the women are getting this year. This match specifically, Liv is 0-4 at WrestleMania. I'm a big stat guy, in case you guys haven't known, throughout this pod. So Liv has never won at WrestleMania. Stephanie, this is her debut. Liv, I think she's kind of, right now, the it girl in WWE. And I feel like she's going to win.
I think that's a fair take. I did not realize she's never won a Mania. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But the stats are.
And this is actually her first non-tag. This is her first singles match at WrestleMania. Every other match, she's been in some sort of tag match.
That is also crazy. Plus, I mean, that makes sense with the Rumble. Always a bridesmaid, never the bride. And so, like, this is like the era of Liv Morgan.
And the big moment between her and Dom, that was at SummerSlam, wasn't it? When she won the title from Rhea. Yeah. Okay.
And then, Dom's back and he's got his own match, so I think it makes sense there. Let's pass it off to Nintendo. What do you got for us?
I really want Liv to win. I really do, but now that he's bringing up the stats 0-4, I think this might be another case where lose it here, get pissed off, have a feud for a bit, and then win it at the next PLE or something. I don't know if they're gonna let Stephanie lose on her debut at Mania unless she gets canceled on Twitter or something, man, or cursed.
That's a good bet, because that is something. I'll let you go, Clayton, and then we'll dive into the other externalities.
Well, as everyone knows, I'm a big Liv Morgan fan. This is our Funko Pop here. That goes with my
Funko
other
Pop,
wrestling.
crazy.
Yeah, the other no, there's Edge here too. Relax. Uh, um, but no, I think Liv does win. I don't think it's clean though. I don't think Steph gets clean pinned at all. I think Steph's reign kind of fell off a little bit. It was super hot there for a minute. I think Liv is bringing it back up though.
Mhm.
Like Liv and her have done a fantastic job, but it kind of died there for a second. So they're definitely ready for some new blood. I think Roxanne and Raquel get involved because Raquel is another one of those women who's very talented. Who I believe she was left off the Mania card
She
as
is.
well. And so she's definitely going to be at WrestleMania because she's been too featured lately not to be. So I think she gets involved in some way. I do think there is a universe though where we lap into another Dominic Mysterio chapter where he ends up helping Stephanie back here.
Oh,
And
interesting.
he pulls what he pulled on Rhea, but then does it to Liv.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that if
I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it could. Yeah.
it
Well, hold
could.
on,
I could
when-
see that long term, especially he's been that piece of shit Dominic Mysterio jumping from woman to woman.
Exactly. Dirty Dom.
Dirty
That's what
Dom.
Eddie would do.
It
Well,
is.
when he beats the demon, man, he's gonna be a whole new force. So let's be real here. When he stomps the demon into the dirt, he's gonna be a whole new force. He doesn't have time for petty women anymore.
Also, I think since Liv did eliminate Raquel, that is an angle that's gonna be like, are we gonna get that resolved at Mania, or is that gonna go into, next year? Because they took forever with Finn and Dom there, but they haven't really explored that too much. And I know Roxanne also got recruited by Finn, so we talked about that a little bit. So I'm curious to kind of see what happens tomorrow on Raw with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked because, of course, with Finley, we didn't get the full Judgment Day implosion, but we could still get the full Judgment Day implosion
That's true.
at WrestleMania.
I think Stephanie's been doing the last thing here. I think she's been doing great as a champ. I think she had some the Nikki feud wasn't great, but I think she's been doing okay with it. She has a lot of potential, and I think she's gonna stay in that main event scene for a while. The other thing I could see doing with her if she does lose, move her to SmackDown because SmackDown needs women stars so desperately right now. Especially because Tiffy said she wants to go to do movies and she's not on the card, and so
Yeah,
all
I could
right.
definitely see that.
So our last, do we want to do? Are we gonna get an extra match
Let's go ahead
on
and finish the night one.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't think we get another match on night one.
Okay. So you think this is just the card is because night one has one less match than night two, correct?
No, night one has one more match.
Or no, okay, night one. Okay, I thought we were gonna. My bad. All right. Our main event for night one, which I was surprised it was the main event, and probably the most controversial match going into Mania. We got Cody versus Randy. I'll start off here. I think we're gonna get another Cena-esque with Travis Scott, and I think Randy's gonna win by Pat McAfee fuckery, because that's kind of what they've been setting up, and it's just gonna prolong and drag on there. That's my prediction here. I could see Jelly Roll getting involved and taking out Pat, but I think with the way they've been trying to hype up Randy getting 15 and he's gonna bring back wrestling, although I don't think Cody should eat a loss here. That's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen, just with what's been happening on SmackDown the past few weeks. I'll pass it off to Clayton here because I think you disagree.
Last.
You go
I'll
last?
go last.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll pass it off to Nintendo here.
Tired of Cody Rhodes, dude. I want Randy to win. I'm tired of Cody Rhodes. They had a whole but I will say this: if they do this capitalization, they were doing a whole Homelander thing. If you ever seen The Boys, you know what I'm getting at here. It was a big Homelander Cody Rhodes thing. He's got the whole American flag and everything going on. They need to capitalize on that with as TV wise goes, The Boys last season just dropped.
That's true.
So if they wanted to do more of that, they could totally do it and put Cody on his heel run and make it bring me back to the right road in a way. You know what I mean? Pat McAfee just brought out he hit him with some zingers, called him an elite wrestler or something, and then called him Stardust. So I mean, they're digging deep.
Mm-hmm.
They're hurting Cody deep. So I could see him like completely flipping his shit and becoming Homelander Rhodes.
So like
That'd be cool. I want
going,
Randy to win.
so like losing but going heel afterwards. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, going heel afterwards and just making hell happen.
Okay.
That'd be tight.
Then
Okay.
WrestleMania Night 1. Yeah.
Okay, Adam, what do you got for us?
I think he froze up.
Yeah, tough one. I know that McAfee apparently put his career on the line in WWE, I think is what I heard. And so if Orton loses, we'll never see him again.
Yeah, I did.
I don't think that's true, win or loss for Orton. I'm sure you guys have read as well the rumors that apparently for the next show we're getting a tag match. Yeah, Cody and Jelly versus Orton and McAfee.
Yeah,
which whatever.
Backlash.
I just don't see Orton getting number 15 here. Yeah, I don't see Orton getting number 15 at WrestleMania. I just don't see it. I feel like Cody really needs the win more than Orton does. Because Orton likely he'll go into that tag match at Backlash and he'll probably be gone for 3 months or whatever it is. He's on a very light schedule, so I'm going with Cody.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree and say Cody wins too. I don't think they get 15 yet because I think Randy Orton still has a good 5 to 7 years left in the tank. I know he is older, but I like that man is. I don't know if he's juicing or what, but he's clearly still in incredible shape, and I don't think he gets 15 here because I don't think he eventually gets 17. I don't think he ever ties Cena, so they're going to have to save 2 more. So I don't think they're going to use it here. I do think Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee get involved, but I think they may take each other out. And then I think the key thing that helps Cody win, which is very bold call, is I do think Kevin Owens returns to help Cody. Because last year at WrestleMania, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton were supposed to have a match. They were in the middle of a feud. Granted, I do know Kevin Owens was feuding with Cody before that, but as anyone who watches wrestling knows, if it wasn't the latest feud, then it doesn't count. So I don't think that really comes into play, and I think Kevin Owens returns, and it somehow ends up helping Cody retain, and then the IWC burns down.
That's a good one. You got any thoughts on him for that?
I think that'd be hilarious. Like I'm a huge KO fan, man, and it's a bummer that KO's missed the last couple Manias. So like I would love nothing more for him to come and have some sort of role in WrestleMania, and it would be interesting. It'd be a nice change of pace. I don't think McAfee's not going to go away if Orton loses. So I think it'll be something cool, something different. Owens has a history with both Orton and Cody. So I like it. I like that.
Yeah. Pat McAfee saying he's going to retire even if Orton loses. Once again, and as everyone knows with wrestling, people retire left and right, and then they're back on the show 2 months later. Like it'll just be one of those things that we just don't talk about.
That's true. I guess I'm kind of being a doomer about it, where I think this is where we could get another big reveal, because apparently there's supposed to be some higher up above Pat that got him involved. So I don't know if we get some shenanigan TKO executive to show up and interfere. I think that could be an angle that could be explored, possibly.
I will say, though, in the situation with that, when it comes to the actual match, the wrestlers are still going to be the wrestlers themselves, and someone can tell them to do one thing, and they guys like Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, they might not do that one thing.
That's true. That's a good point. All right, so that is our night 1 recap. We're gonna move into night 2 here.
Well, you don't think we're gonna get the Kit Wilson and Paul Heyman bras and panties match?
No, I do not think we're gonna get.
I think that is going to be left off the night 1 card, unfortunately.
Night 2, maybe main event.
Maybe there is one spot open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start off with that. Do you think we get an extra match here at night 1, and what do you think it's gonna be? I'll let Nintendo start off with this one. Besides Kid Wilson and Paul Heyman bra and panties match,
I feel like if everything goes to plan, man, I don't think so. I feel like they're just gonna shove more ads on our throat. I feel like when stuff goes to plan, they don't really, improvise too much. There was one year I remember where Shane McMahon tore his quads,
Mm-hmm.
go into the ring to face the Miz, and they threw in Pat McAfee. That was one thing. I don't think they're gonna make a whole new match. I think it'll be something premeditated
Okay.
and probably nothing too crazy if it does exist. But I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty the same boat. I think night one is sold where it is. I think that we're
Oh,
7
night two?
matches, and that's what we're. Night two. Do you think we're adding a match
Yeah,
to
because
night
night
two?
two's at 6 and night
Okay,
one's at
yeah.
7. So that's why I'm like, what? Because we gotta be even here.
okay.
That, or do you think they're just gonna be like, hey, the general's auto insurance is.
So then on this one for night two, I am going to believe the dirt sheets on this one that I typically never listen to. I'm going to listen to them this time. I do think that we end up getting Io and Asuka if the Bella Twins get cleared.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think if the Bella Twins don't get cleared, the Kabuki Warriors go into that match. Then I think they could definitely easily just pivot into another match. Like they could throw like the SmackDown tag titles on this night. Like I think we definitely get a second match or a 7th match.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what I'm thinking. Nintendo, you got a thought here.
It just hit me. It's kind of going back on my take. Is there any way we get an uncursed Housen and Kit Wilson like 2-minute run back?
We could.
Housen sells, bro. Housen sells because he's very evil, very nice. You know that guy. So
Yeah.
I was pretty shocked that Danhausen wasn't on the card in some capacity. Yeah.
he might be.
He, especially with how much he's been being pushed and been involved in both SmackDown and Raw, and he had his first match on Friday with Kit Wilson. Also, Kit Wilson's super hot. They've been the best thing on SmackDown for the past month. So
Yeah.
That's what I started.
I want to throw out
thinking
there, Road Dogg was pro Kit Wilson, and they pushed back on him. And the show has not gotten better since he got fired. So we do owe an apology.
we do owe Road Dogg an apology.
We do owe Road Dogg an apology.
Adam, where do you think we're getting Io Sky and Asuka, or do you think we're getting the Kit Wilson type of event here?
Yeah, man, it is kind of, you guys bring up good points with Danhausen not having a match. Obviously, he's been the hottest thing in WWE since his arrival, past couple months. So he's going to have some sort of role at WrestleMania. I'd like for it to be a match, but I don't think it will be. I could see maybe him and Miz maybe doing something with Wilson in Miz's corner, but I don't think there's going to be an added match at all. I'm going to say nah.
Okay, I think that's reasonable. I think I'm of the mindset that they're trying to hold out and Danhausen's going to get involved, and I think there's 2 matches where he's going to get involved. I think he's either going to be in the 6-man tag match for night 1 because it'll be on like the free show there, or I think he's going to, because that makes sense there, kind of what he's playing, or I think we do a goofy like 3-man tag match celebrity thing where like Danhausen starts going up with One Truth or Wepa Truth there, starts helping them out because like he got a tag from them, and like we run that back a little bit there because that was pretty fun.
I do Damian Priest did make that comment when he said that he wanted to go for the tag team titles. He said, I wanted an excuse to be on WrestleMania. So like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people think that those tag titles get defended again on the go home episode of SmackDown, which probably ends up happening. But I do think that those titles deserve a WrestleMania spot.
100%. And especially with how Danhausen has been like moving merch, he had the whole specific Elimination Chamber reveal with the box. What's in the fucking box, man?
In the fucking box.
That was so slept on, bro.
This will actually be the first WrestleMania since WrestleMania 32 where a men's, well, actually no to women's title. No, neither of the men's world tag titles are being defended.
Yeah, that was another
that's
thing
kinda
too.
crazy.
Is the Usos match, of course, is a 6-man, so it's not a tag match. So yeah, no tag team titles would be crazy, considering those tag titles just a few years ago main evented WrestleMania.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah, true.
You know,
That's a good point. So I think we sneak that in there. I think
it would really bother me if we had 7 matches one night and 6 the other. I don't know why. I feel like we have to have cohesion there.
yeah,
It's got to be 7 and 7.
I would agree, especially because like last year's and we're advertising this on ESPN for the first hour, so you're gonna have people jump into a pay-per-view essentially with more ads after you're trying to hook them in, because that's the Oba and Brock and the IC ladder match are an ESPN flagship for that first hour. So I think
Yeah.
That'd be good.
so I think we
I think the ESPN thing is the only reason Oba and Brock aren't main eventing night one.
I would agree with that too. I think that's
Yeah.
because ESPN said they wanted Brock.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for that, I think Oba and Brock would have taken Cody and Randy's spot.
I would agree, 100%.
But I guess we need to dive right, into our predictions for that one. Huh?
Yeah, let's talk about Oba and Brock. I think this one opens up the show, and I got a hot prediction here because we are going to be in a new era, and I think Oba does get the pin on Brock. I think he pins him clean. I think Clayton's been having some predictions, and I won't save it, but I agree with what he's going to say here now, if you want everybody to know about your prediction for Oba's future.
Yeah, I mean, I think Oba's just going to be the next guy. Like, the second he's going to pin Brock clean here, people are going to be terrified, and then he's immediately going to be inserted into... I'm assuming has he officially been on Raw now? Did they ever officially sign him?
No, but I think he will, since Royce Keys got debuted Friday.
On SmackDown. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So I think Oba does officially sign with Raw, probably the Monday night after Mania, after he pins Brock clean. And I mean, I think he immediately gets inserted. He's the next feud with whoever ends up with the Raw main title.
I agree with that.
Immediately. I don't think, I know a lot of people are thinking, well, they're going to drag Oba and Brock out until SummerSlam or blah, blah, blah. I don't think they do. I don't think there's any point for that. Everyone knows Oba's a superstar. And I know that there's been up-and-coming stars before that Brock has destroyed on WrestleMania. But I think this is different. I think this is way different.
I 100% agree for a couple reasons. One, Brock's actually helping Oba, and Triple H is helping Oba to be like, hey, you should do this to look like crazy. And then the other angle to talk about is because Gunther attacked Seth while Paul Heyman was doing a promo. Gunther was like, you owe me a favor. And, Gunther's career killer. And SummerSlam's going to be in Minneapolis, which is Brock's kind of home area. So it makes the most sense of where the story's going to go.
Yeah.
Adam, you got any differing thoughts, or what are you thinking here?
So Brock, to my knowledge, could be wrong, but since he returned back, 10 years ago or whatever it was after his UFC run, I think every person he's wrestled for the very first time, Rollins, Reigns, all those guys, McIntyre, I think he beat them first before they eventually got a win on him. Being that this could be Lesnar's last WrestleMania, given what you guys just spoke about, with Minneapolis being SummerSlam, Oba should 100% win this match. No doubt about it. I am totally on Oba winning. I'm not a Brock Lesnar fan. Haven't been a Lesnar fan since he debuted back in 02, 03. I don't think Oba's going to win, though, especially with the match being on ESPN. I think that they want to have, hey, Lesnar, you guys remember Lesnar, right? This UFC monster. Look, he's in WWE and he's still, killing guys. He beats Oba. As much as I don't want to have that happen, yeah, I think Lesnar's going to be the victor.
I think that's a reasonable thing. We've been dangled too many times, oh, it's going to be Omos. Oh, it's going to be somebody else. And then just
right,
180.
exactly.
Nintendo would... go ahead, Kershaw. Nintendo, what are you thinking here?
I think Oba beats Brock for sure. The question that we should be asking is how many failing F5s will we see? I'm thinking 37 minimum.
Oh, okay. Failing F5.
I just think it would be completely insane to crush your new up-and-coming top star on your show that is starting to completely fail every week and is trending downwards.
I would agree with that. Also with how much they gassed up Oba before the Rumble.
And also, I think they should make a new streak. Well, maybe that's absurd, but that's another topic for another day. I think he should be the next Undertaker, streak-wise.
So Oba he eliminated Brock from the Rumble, right?
No, he got eliminated
No.
by Brock, and then
No, a
Brock,
lot of
did
people
he?
thought they were going to have their moment at the Rumble, and they
Okay,
did
okay.
not.
and then
Okay.
Brock was just got eliminated by Cody Rhodes in LA Knight because he was just like
Did
the
he?
Yeet Fest
In
was
the
going
middle
on.
of Jey Uso coming in.
He was just like, "Get rid of me. I'm done. I don't."
Yeah. He literally looked at those guys and said, I'm done. Throw me out.
So, I think you raised some valid points, Adam. I think with how much they've been gassing him up, which we have not seen for a new person, like also who like when Brock retires here and like because I think he has like a 1 year contract since like all the other stuff and he came back at SummerSlam. It's like we need to have like the next big thing, not to be fucking cliche with his like song, and Oba is that guy. So this is Oba's I think first official match besides Rusev and the Rumble. Oh no, he
He's had
had.
a couple. I thought he had Kit. Didn't he
Oh
have
yeah,
Kit
he had
Wilson?
Kit Wilson. He had Kit
Oh,
Wilson.
He's had
Yeah.
matches. Yeah.
So, okay, so
Oba should 100% win this match, no
Mhm.
doubt about it. But knowing WWE's booking and their ideas and what they've done in the past, man, it's hard to not go with Brock at the biggest show of the year.
that's
Yeah, it's like there's things that should happen, and then there's things that WWE is going to do.
100%.
That's fair. All right, let's move on to the other match of the IC ladder match. So this one's got 6 people in it. So we got Rey Mysterio came back on Monday. It was just like, hey man, I'm back for the IC ladder match. We got Rey Mysterio. We got JD McDonough. We got Rusev, Dragon Lee, Penta, and Javon. I'm a giant Javon stan. So I think Javon's gonna get it because it's a ladder match. So you save Penta there, and you can have like Penta and Javon kind of feud till like SummerSlam with stuff over the IC belt. What are you guys thinking here?
Oh, I mean, I think so. I think Ray clearly, I think they wanted to retire Ray, and he was just like, no, you're not retiring me, so I'm hurt. And then the second the Gunther match got announced, he was like, oh, I feel good again.
Yeah.
But I do think I think Rey Mysterio wins this.
Ooh.
I think that my random bold prediction is that they bring back his old entrance and he jumps through the bottom of the floor. That's gonna happen.
That jumping
want-
out the sky.
Yeah, that one. And I think he ends up winning. I think we get Javon teased. I think Javon is going up there. It looks like it's about to be the ending, and then I don't know what happens, whether it be Ray last minute runs off another ladder, jumps and gets up there above him, whatever. And then I think we dive into Javon versus Ray, because I don't think we're ready for Ray and Dom yet, and I don't think Ray's ready for Gunther and Ray yet.
No, I think that's fair.
And Ray is used to, so that Javon doesn't have to ever pin Penta. Ray is used to elevate Javon eventually at like maybe a SummerSlam or Backlash or.
I think that makes sense. What are you thinking here, Adam?
So I'm sorry, who's the 6? So we got Penta, JD, Javon, Ray, Rusev, and who else?
Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee, yeah.
Oh, Dragon Lee. Okay, that's what I forgot. Yeah, man, I think that I don't see Ray or Rusev winning. They're kind of just there to help get the younger guys over. JD, I can't see him as Intercontinental Champion. So that leaves Penta, Dragon, and
Javon.
kind of same with JD though. Dragon, I don't see him as Intercontinental Champion. So it leaves Evans and Penta. I really think Penta and his brother should be tag teaming because I think that the WWE is in dire need of some good tag teams as far as tag teams that they want to push.
Mhm.
So I think they should put them together. That makes sense. But I feel like Evans is in there. He's like he's going to be the Kofi spot, the Shelton Benjamin spot prior years of Money in the Bank, you know? Like he's going to do something crazy. He's not going to win though because Shelton and Kofi never won Money in the Bank. So with that being said, I'm just going to go with the champ and just go with Penta.
Okay. Nintendo, what do you got for us? What are you predicting here?
I think Penta's still pretty hot, right? I mean, four of the 6 of these guys are on fire. I feel like the two being Rusev and JD McDonough. But I think JD and Rusev still have to like show themselves out. So I think they're gonna have some crazy spots.
Mhm.
Everybody's gonna have crazy spots in this. It feels like, but I feel like those two need to stand out a little more to stay to have some sort of relevancy. Because JD's like, what? He's got the big forehead thing going on. That's like it. He's Irish. That's like it. Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and Rusev has just been in the trenches for so long. I think it's probably a safe Penta win with Javon being teased. Maybe he hangs from there. Maybe he starts to climb it because he's like 20 pounds or something.
Yeah.
I mean, he could hang from that rope and probably lift himself up. Let's be real here.
Javon's like 6'4". He's a tall dude, so he
Yeah,
can
6'4" and 20 pounds.
I just think we get a tease. I don't think this is his moment
Yeah.
yet. I don't think they're gonna do it yet.
I will say,
Go ahead.
if anybody besides Dom retires Ray, that's some BS.
I agree. But yeah,
I 100% agree with that because I think that's why Ray was like, I'm injured because like Dom is in my, like I think we're all in agreement here. Dom's the only person who should retire Ray. Like get Gunther the fuck out away from Ray.
he's allowed to retire everyone else.
Yeah.
As far as the brothers tag team goes, if they start putting Latinos together again, you're gonna get LWO number 57. Like that's what they do. They get like two. How about three? What? Faction.
I think Dragon Lee's kind of a sleeper pick here too, because he did have that really big feud with Gunther, really random feud where I thought Dragon Lee may have been retiring there for a second. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, because they were tag champs with AJ Styles, and so
yeah, and so I think he could be a fun transition champion as well if they decide not to go like the Ray route into giving like Javon a feud.
that's true.
So I think whoever wins this, I think Javon is the next feud.
I agree with that. I think do you think we get anybody showing up and helping somebody here? Since we got Judgment Day, do you think Dom shows up or Roxanne or Raquel or anybody?
I think that's why they're so booked.
I don't know.
I think a good point would be somebody who's surprisingly not on the card yet is Sheamus, and he's of course just needs an Intercontinental title win to get the Grand Slam, which he's been chasing for the last few years. So it's kind of random. I don't know where Sheamus has been lately, but I could see him honestly being added to this match. If he got added, that would probably change my pick to Sheamus.
It could definitely be you. So John Cena and Sheamus, of course, were always very good friends. They had that last trio match with R-Truth there at the end. We could get definitely a recreation of the New Day Hardy Boys style of, you know, how Cena's hosting WrestleMania. He's going to come out and be like, we have one more person to be in this match. And then Sheamus will come out, and Sheamus could definitely win it as well.
Plus, Sheamus and Rusev had that great payoff feud at Clash in Paris, which was they were just fighting backstage, which was going on way too long at Raw, and then they paid it off so well.
They had a Donnybrook match.
The good old-fashioned Donnybrook. But
that's fun about this ladder matches. It's pretty unpredictable right now.
Yeah, it'll. I think this is my sleeper pick for Mania, the match of Mania. I think this one's gonna, and then depending on how open Brock goes, I think these two are probably gonna be the highlights of the whole Mania weekend. Moving on, this is probably the least favorite match here that I had predicted. We got. Adam, I think I explained this to you a little bit. We got Cucky Hogan here, or Sami Zayn. Inshallah, brother, that's not gonna work for me. I need to be on Mania.
This man doubled down with a fucking promo saying, "I don't know why you're booing me."
Oh, that's right. He did do that on SmackDown.
Yeah, fuck out of here, man.
So, my very hot. I think we haven't had any squashes yet. I think Trick Williams should squash Sammy. I think he should go out there and just beat that man's ass into oblivion like Drew McIntyre did to him at Royal Rumble. And we should get Sammy to go off somewhere else. Maybe he does a heel turn afterwards.
AEW. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
So I know he's buddies with KO, so like I don't think he's gonna be leaving the company, but like
there we go. I'm glad you just had that ready.
I'll let Sammy Hogan background talk cover this next. What do you got here for his Nintendo?
Never liked Sami Zayn, bro. He seems like he has a special chair in his room just for certain things with his wife and the mailman, bro. I've never liked Sami Zayn. He's never been cool to me. The best thing he's got going for him is the Blue Thunder Bomb. That's it.
His theme song's kind of cool.
I love ska.
True.
You can't hate on ska.
True.
Yeah.
I just don't like Sami Zayn. It just ruins it for me. Like now that he's
It should have been
Sami Zayn-
Melo's match.
Well, Sammy is he's all American if you couldn't tell. So
He's French Canadian.
he's all American, brother. He's all American, brother. That's why let's see. I bet he no sells like 7 finishers, gets up 1 haluva kick, the most protected finisher in the industry. It's all it's gonna take.
Right.
I hope he loses. I want him to lose. He's gonna lose.
All right, I'm gonna move on to Adam here. What do you got for us?
Man, I cannot believe the Zayn hate in here, man. Like, I'm a Zayn fan. Like, I laugh at the Hogan stuff. I think that's hilarious. But like, Trick doesn't need a win right now. Trick's gonna be okay. She doesn't need the win.
Okay.
Sammy, I feel he missed last year's Mania, and I heard that they might do a double turn here in this match. So Trick will get the victory down the road. Maybe at Backlash, maybe down the road against Sammy, but I think Sammy's going to take it here at WrestleMania.
I'll let you go, Kershaw, and then I'll give some more thoughts on
I
it.
think we will hear a rain of boos that will be immeasurable if he does.
I think he would be more hated than Pat McAfee if he wins that match clean.
No.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that. That's no, I mean, I think Trick Williams wins just because the soul. I think maybe I have too much hope for the WWE. I think we got a lot of young guys coming up, and I do think that new era should be upon us. And I do think that what we should do is clean sweep with our new era people when it comes to Oba, Javon, and Trick. I don't think we will, but I think Trick should win this match, but I don't. I will say Trick does win it, but I'm scared for him. I don't think we get any fuckery, though. I think Lil Yachty just exists there.
I think maybe also Oba and Trick are hot right now. They're super hot. So I think if you kill their momentum at all, I think it could be the only thing I could see maybe happening, if Carmelo Hayes cost Trick the belt, I think that could be interesting. And I think that's why we're all so upset with Sami Zayn, is that we had the great U.S. title open challenge, and Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes were carrying that, and then all of a sudden Sammy's just I'm a plucky underdog again, even though I just got my ass beat. And then it's I'm morally better than you. Inshallah. And then just comes back and wins it, and it's just wait, why are you here? Why are you here?
For the sole, he won it for the sole fact they could put him on WrestleMania because it's supposed to be in Saudi next year, but that's whatever.
So I think that's where our pushback comes from. It's not
it should have just been Melo's match. That's my main pushback. Melo this should have been just a triple threat. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that. Or fatal 4-way, which I'm surprised we have no fatal 4-ways besides the women's tag.
The tag, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so that's why I'm that's where I'm disappointed, because I feel like Ilya and Carmelo should have definitely been on Mania.
Well, fatal 4-way takes too long. How are they gonna get their 7th Slim Jim ad?
All right, moving on to probably the second worst feud of the Mania card. We got Rhea and Jade. I have changed my opinion on this, especially what they've been doing lately with EO and everything. I think Jade's gonna win, and I'm not sure where it's gonna happen or how it's gonna end, but I'm thinking Jade's gonna win this now. That's my opinion. What are you?
That.
You like that, Clayton?
You're allowed to. You're allowed to think that.
Okay. Push back on me here. Tell me why I'm dumb.
I just don't think. I think this is the most obvious match of the card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by a lot. That woman's SmackDown title has sucked for 2 years.
That's true. It has not been great.
Well, you said it yourself. What they should do and what they will do. Not always
true.
the road. No
Not always the same road, but I do think that I think they know what to do with this one, and that's let Rhea Ripley bring it to relevancy.
I mean, that's true.
I do think B-Fab and Mishin get involved. I do think maybe EO gets involved, but of course that also depends on what if she ends up having a match or not at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Rhea just wins. It's going to be a fucking 6-minute match because Jade can't wrestle for more than 6 minutes.
That's true.
It's going to be one of the worst matches of Mania with one of the worst build-ups, but it's going to have a good payoff.
Okay.
Whoa, bro. Only
Whoa.
legends can wrestle for 6 minutes. You ever heard of Bill Goldberg?
Goldberg.
That's what I got for you is fuck off.
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
All right. So you're picking Rhea too. You have anything else to add,
Yeah.
Nintendo?
I think that Rhea should win, but I don't think she will because I don't think they like when their champions show up to work. So I think that they're going to give Jade Cargill the win in a 7-year vacation, and Rhea loses, and it's
She'll
still
never
just
defend the
interesting.
title again. She'll just do a bunch of random matches on SmackDown that are never title matches.
I've been reigning this title for 3 years now, and I've defended it 4 times.
Yeah, that's
All right.
Adam,
Adam,
one
stats
time
man,
a
you got
year.
any good stats for us here?
So Jade is 2-0 at WrestleMania, and I agree, man. I feel like the WWE Women's title has kind of just been irrelevant since she won the belt from Tiffany. I feel Tiffany did a good job bringing it up, and she had some good defenses there. As far as Jade herself, she's had one defense, and that was against Jordan Grace back in February. She won the
Is
belt
that the
back in
only
November.
one?
So one
Mhm.
title defense. Yeah, that's been her only defense.
Oh my
So
god.
I feel the Jade experiment is like, dude, keep her in a tag team with Bianca or whatever, but like as a single star, like it's just not there. I feel like Triple H, the WWE knows it. Rhea's a star here. Rhea's gonna win.
Jada, if Jada is a single star, she has to have a manager. She fucking sucks on the mic. She says, "I'm that
She's a
bitch," and then
female Paul
drops it
Heyman.
and then leaves.
She really does.
She looks amazing. She looks great.
Yeah, she's
She looks
fucking
like
built.
a star. Yeah, but she's not a wrestler. She's Goldberg.
Yeah, she's made several
Right.
comments about how she doesn't want to do wrestling long term. Like, I don't
And
like. Why
she
is she
is-
even our champion?
And as we talked about a couple weeks ago in the recap, she's pissing everybody off in the back room.
Which is not the first time she's done that at a company either.
No. So, like I think this one, I would say I want Rhea to win. However, I'm not going to be surprised if Jade wins. And then the other thing I've been seeing a lot is everybody thinks Bianca Belair is going to come back in this match and cost Rhea, since she hasn't been back since Mania last year, which I just don't see happening because I feel like if you're going to
drives
bring
nuts.
Bianca back, you want her to kind of be established and have her own moment and not be in like the middle of like whatever this
Yeah.
sucky tornado is.
Yeah, and she just had that surgery like 2 months ago. Still at this point.
So, all right. So
the official predictions, Adam, you're saying you do think Rhea does win though?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay. So, moving on, we got Dom versus Demon Finn Balor, which was announced, which I thought was a bit odd that we got the announced that the Demon was coming and it wasn't a big surprise moment, but everybody's got to sell these tickets. We got to buy these tickets, and we're not going to give anybody a 25% off code for night 2. Only night 1 we get the 25% off code. For me, I'm thinking Demon Balor wins here. I'm not sure what else happens afterwards or if we get anything here, but I think it's going to be a clean pin on Dom. So then we can do something with Finn afterwards since he's out of the Judgment Day.
I think we get Demon Finn winning as well. I think we get JD trying to help Dom, but I actually think, like you said, we get our squash match between Sammy and Trick. I think that's a good match. I think we get our squash match here. And I love Dom. Dom is my guy. I am big time Dom to the moon. I just don't think Dom needs to be in the main card at this moment. I think he's doing great where he is. I think he's doing great at AAA. I think he gets squashed here by undefeatable force Demon Finn Balor, even with JD's help, and he just kicks he just kicks the shit out of both of them, and just shows. I think Finn needs elevated hard, and because they've tried, and then they low key did elevate him, and then they kind of just buried him with the CM Punk match and then the rematch. And like Finn Balor is a main card talent, solo talent. He doesn't need the damn Judgment Day. He can be a guy, and I think this is where we see Finn rocket ship to the top.
Adam, what are you thinking here?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, 100% agree with Clayton. The Demon character, back when I first saw him back in NXT, like I was a huge NXT fan when it first kind of started getting mainstream attention. And the Demon was, I believe, undefeated for a while. And once they started using him in WWE, they kind of ruined the character. So I'm kind of glad he fell off of everybody's radar. Everybody kind of forgot about who Finn Balor as a Demon was. So now that he's back, like I 100% agree. He didn't need the Judgment Day. It was cool. He did great in the spot. But yeah, Finn needs the rocket ship put on him because there's money to be made with Finn and the Demon character 100%. So Finn's going to win.
Cool. What about you, Nintendo?
The only absolute way that Dominic Mysterio beats the Demon is if the Demon kills Rey Mysterio and Dominic goes into Super Saiyan like 4. That is the only way. He has to have some kind of like anime power up to beat this, and if he doesn't, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the show writers need to put the bong down because at this point they're smoking something way beyond what should be in there.
Yeah, if Dom clean pins Demon Finn Balor here, there's a fucking problem.
He better be fighting Oba Femi next.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Okay. I think that all makes sense, and I'm in agreement with you. I could see... I think it makes sense, because also, like, whenever the Demon character was brought out last, that was after they kicked Edge out of the Judgment Day. So now, and then Edge got the win over on the Demon then.
Maybe a hot take. This is low-key where we could get our women's first WWE title feud.
Oh, with
Liv winning night one. The Judgment Day comes to help Dom, and turns out Roxanne is still a Finn Balor fan.
That does make sense.
Yeah,
JD could stay with Finn too, though. They have like a long history.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was interesting when we got the turn on, when Finn turned on the Judgment Day, or they turned on him. I don't know. It was kind of awkward. I was kind of interested that JD immediately flipped on Finn. I thought that maybe it would be weird. Like a moment where he'd be like, "Oh shit, that's my friend," but they were just like, "No, kill this guy." It's like, all right,
kill him.
Yeah.
All right, so our last match of Mania, Night 2 main event, we got CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, and I did some predictions here in like our Google sheet here for our predictions challenge. I have no idea who's gonna win this, to be perfectly honest with you. It's probably the one I have the hardest time predicting, just because of everything that's happened with like the whole TKO stuff and teasing things for like Saudi Mania, which may or may not happen. We could also get Seth Rollins involved here, like costing CM Punk, since they had that like, because they hate Seth Rollins hates him. So who I want to win is CM Punk. I'm honestly not sure what's gonna happen. We could get a bloodline reunion, so I'm gonna pass it off to Clayton here. You want to go last again? So, all right then. I think we either get one of two things happening. I think there's three things. No, he's not gonna win clean. I think we either get a bloodline reunion, and The Rock comes out, and then that's a whole shenanigans thing. Or I think Seth Rollins can come out and cost CM Punk, but I think Roman's probably going to get the win here, even though I want CM Punk. Let's pass it off to Nintendo here. What are you predicting here?
So, I think Roman loses. I think Phil wins. Okay. CM Punk, I call him Philbert. We're close like that. Honestly, I don't really want CM Punk to be champion much longer, but I don't want it to fall to Reigns, because it could turn into another bloodline thing and we're the dominant force and yada yada. I'm tired of that too. I've been playing 2K26 and the showcase this year is CM Punk. I don't think this Punk is the same as Pipe Bomb Punk. I think these are two different people, it feels like comparatively. For those you don't, if you don't know what the showcase is, it's like a flashback. You play out matches, and you have to do the stuff they did in the matches to a certain degree. They changed some stuff up, especially this year. But I kind of got a more introspective. I hated Punk entirely, but then now I'm kind of like pipe bomb Punk, kind of cool. Old man Pepsi Punk, kind of not cool. He kind of just wants to whine. Kind of just wants to put people to sleep. So I think I'm over this one.
Okay, I mean that's fair. Let's pass it off to Adam before we get into Clayton's pick.
Yeah, so Punk has only had, this will be his 5th singles match as far as one-on-one match at WrestleMania. He's only won one of those, and that one was against Jericho for the WWE title. All his other single wins only have been losses. He, of course, lost last year in a triple threat. I really don't think we need another Reigns title reign. 100 or 1,300 plus days was enough. I don't want to see it again. I don't want to go down that route again. Don't want a bloodline thing again. I wouldn't be surprised if Reigns wins, but I feel Punk, he came back to main event WrestleMania, which this will be his first real, I guess, main event for WrestleMania. I feel he wins, and yeah, I just feel that's, he's gonna have Roman go to sleep, and that's my pick.
Okay, all right, Clayton. Let's hear this.
Yeah, I think that WWE's desperate right now, and I think that things have worked in the past, and I think WWE, not WWE, I think TKO will obsess with those things that worked in the past. I do think that 2 years ago, between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, we got the greatest 5 minutes of WWE history. And I think that they will quite literally try to exactly imitate that.
Oh.
And I think we will get Roman winning, unfortunately, even though he's a part-timer. And to like kind of full circle, Roman's made comments before that the WWE can't figure out a guy to take over for me. And I think that is still holding true to this moment. So I do think Roman wins. I do think we go full bloodline. I think the Usos get involved. I think Solo Sikoa gets involved. I think The Rock is there. I think that John Cena is hosting WrestleMania for a reason. And once again, I know John Cena has said he won't do in-ring action. I don't think that means he won't show up to a match if they give him enough dollars to show up to a match and just do one AA.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's hosting WrestleMania for a reason, and I think that he gets involved. And I think maybe another person gets involved. I just can't think of who that would be on Punk's side. I think that it could be like somewhere where it's almost unpredictable, like The Undertaker showing up 2 years ago. No one thought that The Undertaker was going to come out and chokeslam. So I think that we could get something random as hell, like Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out just to stunner somebody or something. I think that they try to completely recreate that moment because, once again, they're completely desperate. And they're like, shit, we got to recreate this. Shit, the bloodline worked really well. Shit, okay, we're doing the bloodline again. And that's how we just kind of get back to that.
You know,
Do we think?
Go ahead.
Do we think that Reigns wins and they can't find a guy to replace him? Oba Femi's right there. What do you think about that?
Like, I think he should be the immediate feud. So yeah, maybe. And then maybe that's why Roman wins is because they take his comments seriously. So they're like, all right, we'll have somebody immediately come and rip it away from you.
Before the bloodline can really start boiling.
Fully, yeah, like they kind of tease bloodline, and then before it can get full force, Oba's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that's a good point because also that's something they've been teasing a lot in like different aspects. Like Solo's whole MFT thing is kind of imploding at the moment. Tama Tonga gave the lantern back to the Wyatt Six, and when that feud's officially done, thank God.
Fuck.
And then,
But they're wrestling on SmackDown, aren't they? Don't they have like an 8-man tag on SmackDown coming up?
Do they have another one?
Oh, I think that is like the full. You know what?
God.
I think that's where we see the MFT. If the Wyatt Six wins and the MFTs implode, we are getting Bloodline back 100%.
100%. Yeah, I think if the MFTs, if like Tama Tonga or JC Mateo turn on Solo Sikoa because they lose that match, yeah, I think that's a clear indicator.
And I think also, Punk has been making a lot of comments at TKO, and like I know they've been like they might not pay off who's the higher up, but like The Rock kind of I feel like doing something and getting involved and costing CM Punk and being like, no, this is what we're doing now. You know, you can play that whole like corporate feud angle after this, because
Yeah.
that's the other thing we've been thinking about. Who is going to come out and help Punk to squash the bloodline? Or like
Yeah, I
fight
said
back?
John Cena, and actually, I think it was you brought up good, or maybe someone brought it up earlier. Seth Rollins as well is the name.
Mhm.
That I know that they have beef, but he could come back in like
Yeah.
defiance of Roman Reigns
Or
instead of Punk.
LA Knight too, because LA
Yeah.
Knight was also teased. It was like, hey Usos, you guys are talking like Roman here. Like
Yeah.
if we did the bloodlines back, we're gonna have some problems here. So
And then, like I had kind of said before, we could just get a completely random Hall of Famer just appear out of nowhere to come help Punk.
that's true. I feel like that
AJ
one
Styles.
AJ Styles.
he is on the retirement thing there. I know they want Stone Cold there, but he keeps going. I'm racing dune buggies in the desert. Leave me alone with my cats.
Racing doom buggies with my cats. Get the fuck away from me.
I think that's another thing too, because they were teasing like Gunther and Seth too, where like we want our titles back. So I think that's something. Oh, speaking of cats, um, I don't know why I said that anyway. So I think they could get involved here, where you could have Gunther come out and just saying, "I'm stealing the moment for myself here," because he lost his title from Punk, and then Rollins cashed in. So I think there's gonna be, like you said, from Mania 40, there's gonna be some crazy fuckery mode. We're not getting a straight clean match here. There's gonna be something pop off because it doesn't make sense for it just to be a straight clean win. Because as much as I like CM Punk and I've been enjoying his character a lot more, his long main event matches are a slog to watch through recently. That Elimination Chamber match with Finn Balor, I remember we were both just like, is it over yet on the live stream?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that, yeah, they're just desperate. We're underestimating how desperate they are. Like, they're freaking out. And they're going to do. And I think this has been brought up on Santi's podcast countless times, but it's like they're desperate. Which way will they go? Will they go, oh shit, we need new stuff to make people happy, to make people want? Or, oh shit, should we go back to the stuff that was successful before? And it seems to me they're going with the, oh shit, let's do stuff that was successful before.
I think I agree. Like Pat's whole involvement, which honestly, like I like Pat a lot, but like really, it has not made a lot of sense, and they're throwing anything they can at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah. And then even when it doesn't stick, they're saying it sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've talked a lot about WWE and everything that they're doing. You know, that isn't. You know, we all don't agree with a lot of stuff WWE does, but just something to keep in mind. There's a lot of great wrestling outside of WWE, not AEW, but like independent wrestling. The companies I work for, they just had Fallen Gray just signed with WWID, and she has a contract. She debuted on Evolve this past week.
Oh, nice.
There's a lot of good stuff on the indies. Even before he debuted in WWE, Jacob Fatu got a chance to work with him here in Albuquerque. There's a lot of guys here. Kami Two Scoops, Ocean Avery, doing really good things. Tommy was just on TNA. Ocean's traveled all of Europe almost. So there's a lot of good stuff on the indies, and yeah, it's always fun to watch WWE because that's WWE, you know.
Mhm.
But definitely check out the indies and check out what they're doing, because especially here just in Albuquerque, like you guys need to come check out some shows. Let me know. I'll get you guys some tickets.
Yeah.
And
Duke City
there's some really
Wrestling.
good talent.
Yeah, I
Duke
would
City
always encourage
Championship.
people to go to their locals. I've been going to, or I just started going to the local Show Me State Wrestling. It's a very small, newish. I think they're only about a year old. And
Nice.
not a lot of people going yet, but it's a lot. It was a lot of fun, and I think everyone should do that because, yeah, it's not just WWE out
You'll
there.
see the future. You'll see the future there, man. Like I got a chance to work with Chelsea Green and Shotzi before they made it big in WWE. Same thing with Jacob Fatu, you know, before he got signed. Like there's a lot of good talent. You never know who's going to go where. So
Yeah.
definitely fun to see that stuff.
Yeah, I think the only actually live professional wrestling is when I went to, you invited me to a Duke City wrestling thing, and I was like, oh, this is what professional wrestling's like? Oh, this is great. And that's kind of what kind of kicked off me, like, watching, like, Raw and kind of getting involved with this and starting this podcast with Clayton and everything. So.
Nice.
But do they come out and they do the thing where they do this? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really awesome. And then they do this, and then they do it again.
And then
I
they
love that.
And then they super kick, and then they miss. And then they miss a
Dude.
suicide dive.
You're describing my dream match, dude. That's so cool.
All right. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up for us here. Couple quick announcements before we wrap up the pod here. Get your predictions in if you want to participate and watch me throw a guitar through a TV.
It's not gonna end up what happens.
It's whoever wins gets to pick the reward here right now.
I will make partner accounts.
That's if I win. If I win, I'm not doing that. So you're right now trying to beat me in the predictions challenge. And then also Clayton and I will be live after the night 2 main event. We'll do a quick reaction live stream for that, and I'll get that all taken care of. But I'll make a post tonight for your official predictions, and then you'll just leave a comment there with all the predictions from night 1 and night 2. I'll probably wait till after Raw tomorrow to do that, just because I feel like
I think we get our match tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get that 7th match announced, and I think that'll make it official for that. So thank you all for joining us, and we will see you on next Sunday. Bye.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.